Hello and welcome back to another episode of CDRE Spotlight. I'm Laurel Starks. I am your host, and today we are shining a spotlight on DJ Whaley. DJ is a CDRE who comes to us out of Akron in the northeastern Ohio market. And she has been a licensed realtor since 2013. She has been a CDRE since 2021. So she's in her fifth year of being a CDRE. DJ, in addition to being a CDRE, is also a very accredited realtor. She has holds multiple certifications, including the accredited buyer representative. She is a pricing strategy advisor, the real estate negotiation certification expert as well. And DJ has made divorce real estate a huge part of her business. I'm excited to hear a little bit more about DJ and have her give us some more insight. Also, DJ is part of our Alumni Speakers Bureau. What that means is that DJ is certified to teach and train family law attorneys in her market and give them continuing legal education credits for that. She also is newly appointed to our Alumni Institute Advisor Program. So she teaches, mentors, and coaches along new realtors who are going through our CDRE program. And it's a pleasure to have you today, DJ. Good to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk to you.
Yeah, me too. So, DJ, tell us a little bit about what your business was like before you got into the divorce real estate space. What was it like? You had been a licensed realtor for about 9 years before you got into this. And so, tell us a little bit about what that was like.
I did. I got into real estate initially thinking I might flip a couple of houses with my husband because he was an avid HGTV fan, but his skills didn't quite transfer. So kind of had to look for something else to do because that just didn't work. So I was in a networking group, and one of my attorneys handed me a divorce case, said, go ahead and take care of this, see what you can do with it. Um, did a very good job with it, if I do say so. It was during COVID, and one of the homeowners actually started coughing on one of the sellers, and we were able to handle that quite nicely. And she says, "You handle this well. Why don't you look into getting a little more education on this?" So that's kind of how I started into it. Beforehand, I was just all over the place. It was a little this, a little that, just a little bit of everything. And I was really excited to take the opportunity to really focus and hone in on just one niche. So I wasn't doing a little probate, a little first time buyers, a little. This was exciting to really just find a niche to really dive into.
Yeah, yeah. So then you found us, our worlds collided, and then you went through the training. And how's your business now? What does it look like?
It's very good. I really dived into this niche, and I would say last year about 60% of my business was divorce real estate.
Wow, wow, very, very good. What has it done in terms of giving yourself a bit of a focus? I mean, how is that parlayed into, your overall business?
I think the biggest thing I've learned through this program is systems. This program has been very good at teaching systems and follow through. I don't think I had that in my business before. I was just kind of like, whatever happened, get up the day, and whatever I do, I do. And this program has really helped me to begin to focus in just systems and follow through and rinse and repeat, as we like to say. And I think that's what's really helped my business grow and just become more dedicated in this direction.
Yeah. Good. The real estate business is vast, isn't it? I mean, you can go all different directions with a real estate license, and so it really is helpful to have a place to kind of focus in and just go all in on one thing and master it
Yes.
really, really well. So that makes a lot of sense. Awesome. What advice, DJ, would you give to a realtor who is looking to get into the divorce space? Right now, as you know, the real estate industry is it is never a dull moment in what's going on in our industry, and there's lots of twists and turns. The industry is always changing. So right now we've got a lot of there's realtors are struggling in many respects with either finding that that one thing that they're great at, or competing against big portals. And so what advice would you give when somebody says, what, I'm going to look into the divorce real estate space?
Yeah, I think I'd probably almost ask them a couple of questions to say, if you're looking for a quick fix, this isn't it, because it's not. You're in it for the long haul on this.
Hmm.
And if you're someone who says, "Oh, I've done it for 30 years, I've got this," that's probably not. This isn't going to be for you, because every day we are learning something new. Every case is different. I've been doing it for quite a few years now, and I don't think I've come across two that have been the same. So, it's got to be the right person that really wants to make a change in their community from the grassroots up, to really. I mean, you're dealing with people on the worst days of their lives, so you've got to be compassionate, really wanting to work with people. So it's just not a stick a sign in the yard and let's everybody sit around for margaritas on Friday night. It's not that kind of a transaction. So as long as you are aware of that and that you're interested in being involved much more, it might be the right thing for you.
What would you say are some of the biggest lessons you've learned in being in this niche? What are some of the things that it's really taught you?
Um, that I could be somebody's whipping post and not take it personally. That these
Mm.
sellers are angry. They're angry at each other. They're angry at the court. They're angry at the system, and they'll lash out. And it's just not to take it personally. I'm there to help them make this process as stress-free as possible. By giving them increments at a time rather than just. I mean, what they say, moving and divorce is the top two stressors in life, and they're going through them at the same time. So if there's anything I could do to help them through this process that might make it a little more stressless, I guess that's the word I'm looking for. That would be what I'd be trying to help them do, and just explain each step a little bit at a time as we go through it, and just to give them the knowledge and know that I'm not going to take what you say and run back and tell this one, to give them the faith to know that we have a fiduciary duty with each one of you, and I'm not going to go splurge and say what one said to the other one, because I think that that's what they get worried about, is if I'm going to go say what they said and take it back to somebody else.
Yeah, most people going through divorce, most people in their world have either chosen a side,
Hmm.
um, or they are straddling both sides and they're not sure who to trust.
Right.
So giving them the assurance that they can trust you, and that you're there to shoulder a lot of their stress and responsibility to try to streamline things as much as possible as they navigate two of the top biggest stressors in life. That's valuable. That's awesome. Um, what would you say to on that kind of on that note for people who are going through a divorce? What advice would you give them as it relates to their house and the process?
Um, it is a stressful process, and unfortunately, many times the house does reflect what the marriage is going through. And again, we're trying to help you get the best bang for your dollar. We know that you're taking this, and this is becoming your nest egg for your next situation. So if we give you advice, it's not because we're trying to pick on you or anything. We really want to try to help you get through this and help you get into the next part of your life as quickly and as easily and as richly as possible.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's very good advice. What advice would you give to a family law attorney? I mean, your business model is to work with family law attorneys and to be a resource to them, to help them whenever they have a case that has real estate involved in that. And you've about how many family law attorneys do you work with?
I have 75 offices that I routinely market to. In other words, I send periodic emails, newsletters, quarterly emails, do pop-bys. I just pop into the office and say hi. So I have 75 offices that I do that with. and then I probably have 10 that I have on first name basis with that, we send things more personal back and forth with. I'd say the one thing that if I could have magic words is let me help you write some good court orders. For example, I have one right now where they said the house has to be sold by September of 24. Easy enough. The wife gets to pick the realtor. Easy enough. But there's no deadline. The husband's paying the mortgage and the wife still hasn't picked a realtor. So unfortunately, the husband's still paying this mortgage for 18 months, and he doesn't really want to go back to court because they had a bad experience, but yet she's not moving forward. And so, I feel bad because there's money left on the table. This man has been paying mortgage because it says in the court documents the wife gets to pick the realtor. So, it was nice that they tried to make it work both ways, but without an end date on it. She in theory could, stay in there, hire a realtor, then let him go and hire another realtor and let him go and hire another one. She could extend it for 5 or 6 years until he decides to take her back to court and get a differently written court order. So if you can let us help you, that would be great.
The court order was written in September of 2024.
Yeah, yes. The house was supposed to be on the market in September of 2024.
The house was to be on the market September 24, and the wife was to pick the realtor. So there was a deadline when the house was supposed to go on the market, but there wasn't a deadline when the wife was supposed to pick the realtor. And so the wife is living in the house, and the husband is paying the mortgage. So he is just bleeding money every single month, and this has just gone on for ever, and there's really no end in sight. Wow. So had there been a tighter order that maybe said that the wife is to pick the realtor by August 15th, and the property is to be listed on the market no later than September, whatever date, that would have been one little clause that would have helped button this thing up. And if there maybe had also been a contingency clause, like you said, where if she doesn't pick the realtor by this date, then husband can pick the realtor or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, all of these little things are absolutely they can have, it can be one small sentence, one small term that is either in the order or that's not in the order, depending, and it can have tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of consequences
Yes. Yep.
and stress
Yes.
and stress.
And there's nothing I can do. But just kind of hang out and see when she decides to pick somebody.
Yeah, and like you said, unless he wants to take it back to court or fire up the legal process again, but that's on him.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you, DJ. Very, very good information, very good stuff. And on behalf of myself and all of us at the Alumni Institute, your fellow CDRE community, thank you for all the work that you're doing. And we just appreciate you moving the needle forward and ensuring that divorcing homeowners are assisted and family law attorneys also have a resource too. So thank you.